Hey everyone, Mike Toretto here with a new series we're calling How to Avoid Dating Disasters. Each video will focus on a new disaster and tell you how to handle it or prevent it in the best way possible. Today's topic is what to do if your date is boring. A boring date is one where you're not really feeling a connection with the other person and you're not having fun in the conversation or doing any of the activities you're doing. This is a disaster because it comes down to feeling like you're wasting your time. You know that if you're not having an emotional connection or having fun together, then it's unlikely that you'll end up in bed later on or get a second date. So you start to tune out and get bored and just make things even worse for yourself. Boring dates are actually one of the easier disasters to avoid if you know what you're doing, because we actually have a good amount of control in these situations. Remember, it's all about emotional connections. So if you haven't made any prior to the date, you're asking for trouble. We have videos right here that talk about a quick and easy way to establish an emotional connection with somebody on the street right when you meet them before you even ask for the number. If you're not doing this and you're setting up dates with people before having 2 to 3 emotional connections with them, then you're basically going on a blind date. You will want to have at least 2 to 3 reasons for going on the date with this person besides their looks. And if you don't know what to look for as far as reasons go, we have a great exercise for this in our free mastermind group on Facebook. You can sign up in the links below. Just get in the group and ask me, hey Mike, where is the 4D relationships exercise? So to prevent boring dates, make sure you do the work ahead of time to establish some emotional connections and other interesting things about your date that you would like to find out more about. Now let's talk about what to do in the moment. Step 1, don't let yourself get bored. One of the truest lines I've ever heard in a song is, if you're bored, then you're boring.
What if you're bored, then you're boring?
You need to have the skill of self-amusement. This is one of the core concepts we teach on our boot camps and a necessary concept for success in dating in general. You know how to amuse yourself in a variety of situations, you can always be the guy that's having the most fun in the room. You might not attract other people to you, you might not be the most fun to be around, but at least you know you're having fun, and that way you know you're not wasting your time. Step 2, take control of the conversation. How do we amuse ourselves on dates? Simple. We talk about the things that amuse us. A date is the chance for you to share your hobbies and interests and see how much you and your date have in common or not. It's a discovery process. It's a process of being curious. And you can't be both curious and bored at the same time. Now, that doesn't mean that we let somebody drone on about some topic that we have no interest in ourselves. Have the social freedom to politely interrupt the person and ask if you can change the topic. If the person isn't much of a talker, you'll feel the pressure on you to be the one to speak up anyway. But if you're on a date with someone like me who talks and doesn't shut up, then you're going to have to interrupt and say something. And this is going to be the first compatibility test of the date. Start by saying, "Excuse me," to signal that you have something to say, and get ready to play Captain Obvious. Step 3, playing Captain Obvious. Follow up your "excuse me" with an honest description of what you're feeling, and then propose a new conversation topic that is more interesting to you. For example, you could say something like this: "Excuse me, but I've been trying to connect or relate to your story for a while and I'm struggling. I want to get to know you better as a person, and right now I don't feel like I am. Would you mind if we change the topic to something else like," and then give them your suggestion. Step 4, dealing with the fallout. As hard as this advice might sound to do, or as easy as it sounds if you already have social freedom, if you're interested in gaining more social freedom, we've got the links on the side to learn more and the application for training right in the description below. But most often, the person is going to be relieved that you actually said something. Most people don't have a plan for their dates or conversations. Everybody is pretty much just winging it all the time. So they don't know if what they're doing, what they're talking about is a good idea or a bad idea. Plus, if you're feeling bored and disconnected, there's a good chance that they are too. So when you politely step in to try to fix a situation, most people are at least willing to give you a chance, and at most entirely thankful that you decided to take over the heavy lifting. We all want to follow a strong leader, so this is a pretty attractive thing to do and should gain you some bonus points. On the other hand, if you've managed to upset your date or they find your suggested topic offensive, this probably means that the two of you are not compatible to be dating. At this point, you've found a good reason to end the date early, so you should refer back to my video on what to do if they don't look like their pics for a way to quickly and politely end your date. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure you check back tomorrow for another great tip. If you're interested in learning more about live training, check the links on the side. And if you already know you want to train, apply for a free consultation in the link in the description. Like, share, and subscribe if you like what we're doing, and let us know some of your dating disaster stories in the comment section below. Maybe we'll make a video about it. In the meantime, be ballsy.